Chicagoland's electric lights. The speed leads here, it's the season's crown. One last race to shut it down. From the windy city to the open plains, this oval's magic, it fuels the flames. Every mile's a story, every lap's a dream. Tonight we find out who's the king or queen. It's speed at Chicagoland, the season's ends, where rivals clash and champions ascend. With the throttle wide open, the title's on the line. One last race, it's showtime. Drafting in tight, no room to spare. Every move is bold, every driver dares. The checker flag waits, but who breaks through? This is the showdown, it's all on you. Side by side, it's a battle of wills. The heart of racing, the ultimate thrills. The pace car's gone, the green's unfurled. This is the night that defines the world. It's speed at Chicagoland, the season's ends, where rivals clash and champions ascend. With the throttle wide open, the title's on the line. One last race, it's showtime. So light up the track, it's the final run. Chicagoland shining, the race has begun. The speed league roars, hear the engine sing. Tonight we found the season's king. So light up the track, it's the final land, it's the stage for glory.
Good evening and welcome to the SPEED Xfinty Series presented by the Gold Octopus here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. It's the season finale of the SPEED Xfinty Series. I am Bob. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. And Joe, this season all comes down to tonight. Here at Chicagoland, multiple grooves to get around the track. Drivers can run the top side, the middle, all the way down at the bottom. So this is going to be a really interesting race just to see where everyone runs, how it affects their tires, and how these drivers want to get around this 1.5 mile racetrack here at Chicagoland, with this being the SimRap Guy 128. And Joe, the championship standings are incredibly close, and it's all going to come down to tonight.
We love that.
Because right now, Reese Bogue is your points leader by 28 points over Evan Williams. Ethan Amberg is third, 34 points behind Reese Bogue. Stan Hausman just on the outside, 41 points back. Stephen Kirby, 45 points back. And Martin Plute, 46 points back. So everyone really still has a shot at getting this championship. However, Reese Bogue is definitely got the biggest advantage coming into tonight.
That just means it's going to be a real exciting race.
That is for sure. We'll take a look here. So far, 3 drivers have been able to put up some time on the board. And as I said, that more drivers are going out there right now. Ethan Amberg fastest so far with a 30.48. Martin Plute 30.37. Can Amberg better his lap? No, he's heading down pit road. Barely gets to the inside of that commitment cone.
Already, it's a close.
Yeah, already tight. 30.48, now 30.64. Jason Shue goes P2. 30.73 for Plute. 30.83 for both Williams and Newman. And as we say that, Williams just went the 30.83. And here comes Reese Bogue, our championship leader so far. He's got himself a pretty good lap. 30.4 is the time to beat. He does by 1/10 of a second to Reese Bogue to P1. Jump on board here for the second half of Reese's lap. All the way down to that white line, gets a great drive out of the corner. Down onto the flat, no out of bounds here at Chicagoland. So you'll see those drivers do that all race long. 30.33 is Bogue. And that will be it. 8 drivers in the field for tonight. As Bogue goes through and just going to see if he can coast all the way around the racetrack, and I think he can.
Hey, when you put up the best lap, you could have some fun with the other ones.
Oh yeah. And oftentimes a lot of drivers will sit there and practice getting onto pit road, something like that at speed. But if you're Reese Bogue, you have you've got the points lead, you've got the championship lead. Why not just see how far you can go while coasting? And look at that, he made it all the way back to his box too. So the track falls quiet as the rest of the drivers are going to park it, and we'll get ourselves ready to go here for race number 17 on the 2024 season calendar. We'll
Quick season, huh?
Yeah, quick, short season, but I really cannot believe how fast this season has flown by.
Just wild.
Take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's SimRap Guy 128 here at Chicagoland. Reese Bogue has the pole with a 30.338. Ethan Amberg behind him in P2. Row number 2 has Jason Shue and Martin Plute. Zach Williams and Ryan Newman, row number 3. Stan Hausman, Tim Branson make out row number 4 for this 8-car field for tonight. And now the field getting themselves ready to go, waiting for a couple more drivers to jump out on to the racetrack. Stan Hausman being the last one, it looks like. And once he does, we'll be ready to get ourselves rolling here for 85 laps. Similar to last week, we should probably see them come down around lap 35 or so, give or take. And they'll get themselves out onto, they'll get themselves down onto pit road for their first round of pit stops. Hausman joins. We're going to get ourselves ready to race. Some great cameras here provided by our friends over at Track Cams for Gourmet. You can check them out in the link in the description below.
Man, these are like some of the best races you can get, huh? End of the season, yeah, like what, 5 people, 6 people vying for the top spot.
Yeah, you really cannot ask for more here.
Great track.
Top 6 drivers all separated by 50 points. Don't forget, make sure you check out our friends over at SimRap Guy. Chris and his crew are dedicated to blending passion with precision. SimRap Guy utilizes the experience gained in NASCAR to provide some of the best looking custom iRacing wraps on the service. SimRap Guy knows that whether you're winning races or just trying to cut your teeth to move up the iRacing ranks, looking good absolutely matters. So make sure you check them out on Facebook facebook.com/thesimrapguy, and you can place your order today. Pace car getting ready to pull off. Field in the hands of the number 4 of Reese Bogue. Green flag in the starter's hand, and we're racing here at Chicagoland for one final time in 2024. Bogue gets a great jump right off of the bat, and Amberg is going to have to slot in just in front of Jason Shu, but behind Shu, now side by side with Shu, is the 81 of Martin Plout. Plout close to the wall, and now the field just starting to get warmed up. Down through turns 3 and 4, everyone staying single file. Oh, Jason Shu catches the wall just a little bit. That's going to allow the 35 of Zach Williams and Ryan Newman, as well as Stan Hausman, to catch him. But no harm, no foul. Looks like everyone is doing well.
We take them.
As now Newman takes a peek to the inside of Shu. And that is so easy to do with what Shu did there coming out of 4. You feel like you're carrying so much more momentum. All of a sudden, that wall jumps out in front of you quick.
Yeah.
Got a great-looking pack of cars here in front as Reese Bogue has it in front of Ethan Amberg. Martin Plout there in 3rd. Ryan Newman taking a peek to the inside of Plout. He's going to stick his nose up there, and look at Jason Shu towards the top side.
Bogue taking the extreme inside, huh?
Yeah, Bogue cutting all the way down, as he's allowed to do that. Although you do have to be wary, because that transition from the banking to the flat really could upset your car.
Speaking of upsetting your car, I see Newman with the Detroit Lions livery.
Great looking car. Could be one of the better teams in the NFL this season. But as we learned at PAX Unplugged over the weekend, go Birds. That is the universal de-escalation of anything argumentative in or around Philly.
Yeah. Well, we got a bunch of new paint for this last race.
Yeah, really want to highlight that 14 of Ethan Amberg. Great looking machine there. The I Create on the car, Ghost on the back end. Very cool camo pattern. As, oh, Ryan Newman might have scraped the wall just a little bit. And if you want to get yourself a good looking paint scheme, make sure you check out our friends over at Simrap Guy. Chris has that real world NASCAR know-how on how to get a car to really look good out on the track for you and your sponsors.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to him so I can crash in style.
He has done all of my my NASCAR cars, or at least my truck Xfinity and ARCA/Gen 4 car. And his crew is top notch, man. They've got ourselves a great battle for position. This is right around P3. Ryan Newman gets around the 14 of Amberg. Now Amberg is going to battle back towards the top side. Newman down low. This is going to affect his entry just a little bit, so he may start falling back. But he's able to hold strong here down low as Bogue looks to move up about a car length to the top side. Still plenty of room for him to go as the run goes on. It's all about balance because typically the inside line is the shortest and quickest way around. But the top side you can carry way more momentum. Right now everyone just kind of trying to figure their stuff out. There's Stan Hausman. Hausman started all the way back in 7th and has already made his way up to 3rd, and he's charging.
He moved up pretty quick, huh?
And the broadcaster's curse gets him as Hausman gets himself into the wall. Let's take a look here on the replay. As Hausman just got a little too hard into turns 1 and 2. We'll try to pull this one up for you. So here's Hausman coming through the tri-oval. He's got a car down low. Just a little too hard into the corner. Has to peel it just off the wall. So now Hausman finds himself back in 7th. Which, if you think about it, only losing 4 spots is not a big deal. But when there's 8 cars in the race, 4 spots is a lot.
Yeah.
Track temperature is 78 degrees, so there is a decent amount of grip out on the track. 73 air temp.
I noticed it got a little cloudy after the race start.
Yeah, that cloud really kind of rolled in just sitting above the racetrack. And that is definitely going to add a lot more grip for these drivers. As you can see here, everybody's still within shouting distance of one another.
And Branson's going to have a pretty hard time trying to roll back from where he is.
Yeah, Branson already falling back 3.8 seconds to the leaders. I'm sure if anyone's sitting there wanting a yellow, it's definitely going to be Tim Branson.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up on 15 laps completed, or 14 laps completed here at Chicagoland. Reese Bogue has led the majority. Got Martin Plute and Ethan Amberg side by side just behind him.
So as always, these guys are running 65% fuel, 4 sets of tires. When are you pitting?
Yeah, I would probably, at least at this stage in the race, just run it completely dry. I really don't think you need to necessarily do anything too wild and crazy yet. But, I mean, with the way these races have been running, especially as of late, caution-free, maybe, I don't know if I would want to try something super early, try some kind of silly strategy or what. So maybe I'm thinking lap 35, give or take. Because figure 35, then another 35 will get you to lap 70, and then that's a 15-lap shootout to the end.
Makes sense.
As 35 of Zach Williams goes for a ride.
Yeah, good recovery, but don't want to do that too many times.
No, definitely. He's still feeling it as Jason Shue passes him all the way down on the apron. Let's take another look at that one, because that was a hairy situation coming at it too. So here is the 35, just gets up in the wall a little bit, got loose, had to correct it. And then Newman, great job by him to take a little bit more of an evasive action. As he had to avoid. But Williams sitting there back in 7th. And a great looking battle. Oh, Newman slides up the track, almost gets into Hausman. Now Newman on the slide.
And the bumps on that road do not look fun.
No, certainly not. And the thing that's more killer than the bumps, honestly, would be those seams. Coming in the corner, you're carrying so much speed, and all it takes is just a little bit over that seam for one of your rear tires. It's going to kick you out sideways, and around you go.
I guess today those clouds are definitely helping.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of grip there for these guys to go around. We're right on board now with the 14 of Ethan Amberg. Amberg just about a 1/10 of a second behind your leader, Reese Bode.
And not giving them too much room to breathe.
No, definitely not. And Bogue, 34 points coming into tonight, trailing Bogue. Reese Bogue, 4,164 to Amberg's 4,130.
You don't get much closer than that, huh?
That is for sure. So plenty of racing for these guys to go. Bogue up top still.
Amberg is making up the time just a little bit.
Yeah, he is. He is all over the back bumper of the 04. These fantastic cameras. Look at that. Less than a car length separating the 4 and the 14.
Looks like Plute's giving them a little bit of distance. Just in case. I'm gonna stick a few car lengths behind.
Yeah, I think that that might be a good idea. You never know what could happen. Not saying, obviously, that anything crazy is going to happen, but mistakes can be made. We saw last week an incident like that. Early on in the race, too.
Mm-hmm.
Amberg back by about 1/4 of a second now as we're 26 laps in. 40 to go. And still probably another 5 to 10 laps until we see green flag pit stops. Should there be green flag pit stops?
It looks like we've broken out into 3 distinct packs.
Yeah, you can see that on your screen right now. The top 3 are 1 pack. Then we've got this pack here of Stan Hausman and Jason Shu. And then a little bit further back, we've got these 3, Zach Williams, Ryan Newman, and Tim Branson. Branson has caught Newman. Newman running up in P2 for a little while earlier, got sideways, made some contact with the wall. But here comes Branson, the inside of Newman. We'll slide Branson up to P7, but not so fast. Here comes Newman to the outside. Thought about crossing him over. Can't quite get his nose there.
Wonder if Newman got a little bit of aero damage or something when he bumped that wall.
That very well could be. That right side is pretty aero dependent. And unfortunately, that's one of those times where it's just, you know, there's not much your iRacing team can do.
Yeah, they can't fix it on the fly. You gotta wait for it to go down to pits.
And even then, sometimes there's nothing much they can do either. Let's jump towards the front of the pack. Ethan Amberg still putting the pressure on Reese Bogue.
Boot fell behind a little bit on this go-around.
Yeah, he's fallen back, but he hasn't really fallen all the way back to the pack of Hausman and Shu, which is, I mean, even that's kind of separated out now to Hausman being just almost a second ahead of Shu.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that gap right there in the camera.
Oh, blue pit.
So a few drivers heading down pit road. Martin Plute, one of them, Stan Hausman, Jason Shu. So those three drivers saying, all right, we're going to split this one 30, 60, 90. So a very interesting pit call there for these drivers. And here come the leaders to respond. There's Bogue and Amberg coming down. Little puff of smoke for one of those two.
Smoke.
As
Whoa.
Newman not going to make it. Oh, barely makes it in.
Oof. Well, the good news is he was changing those tires anyway.
Yeah. Let's jump on board and take a quick replay at what happened there for Newman.
It looks like he just came in way too hot. I don't know if he was planning on pitting and saw everyone else did.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's take a look. He's running down the backstretch right now. And right there, he sees the 35 pitting. And oh man, it was either spin out on the apron or lock it down completely, get it inside that cone. And he's back rolling.
A very good recovery into the pits.
Honestly, fantastic.
Yeah, just lost a little bit of time there.
So now the lead has transferred hands over to Martin Plute. So pitting that lap early was able to pick up some time for him, but here comes Bogue to the top side. Bogue side by side with Plute. Plute not just going to roll over. Plute holds strong to the inside. Bogue getting a little more of an advantage to the outside. Both drivers get a little sideways there. As they're still side by side. Great fight here for the lead. Bogue now is going to take it over Plute. Can Plute jump into his air to his slipstream? Now Plute protects. He's going to weave back and forth. Try to break the draft of that number 81 Midnight Run machine. Two Toyotas going at it here at Chicagoland. 50 laps to go. As, looks like
Plute, with a little bit of a connection issue.
Yeah, Bogue having some connection issues. And Bogue just trying to break the draft. He knows how aero-dependent these races are. And that's all he's doing right there. He's just trying to move the air around so Plute can't get a good run down the backstretch. Not much he could do here. And look how much more Plute was able to run up and catch up to him there. Now that was just a cool camera angle. Remember, Track Cams for Gourmets. You can check them out down in the description below. Big thanks to them providing the cameras for us all season long for both here at the Speed Xfinity Series and our friends over Monday nights on the Total Nonstop Racing League. A view so twice, we're so nice, we're going to show it twice. Plute now to the top side.
They are fantastic cameras. Amberg has made his way back up to there, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Amberg slowly has been moving his way up. We'll take a look here. Amberg fastest last time by about 0.2 of a second. Plute slowest. And Bogue just right there in the middle. This three-car battle is starting to heat up more. See, last time by. Now Bogue was the slowest.
Whoa.
Man, that was a risky move there by Plute, but it's going to work for him.
Yeah, that was a very risky move.
He's going to have the advantage here through turn 1 and 2. But I think Bogue might get the advantage here. No, as Plute goes to block.
Don't look now, but that fight has led Amberg right up in there.
Yeah, you can see there in the bottom right corner of your screen, Amberg 0.3 back. Plute and Bogue really going at it. What a great fight. Here comes Plute down to the apron, to the inside of Bogue. Plute gets to it. He's going to drift up the track.
Looks like Amber took the wide outside to try to get as much momentum going, and he is now right up in there.
And that definitely worked. Here's Plute towards the top of the line. Amberg down low. Amberg using that momentum. Now he's got a little bit more of a preferred line, but I think Plute is going to be happy to stay in the middle, and he does. Get himself out of that dirty air. I think Plute might have just been using his tires a little more than he wanted to. Likely just kind of falling back, letting his tires cool off. As we're out on board now with the 04 of Bogue.
Though we are up close and personal to Amber. A little too close.
Nah, he's still got a decent amount to go. It's not racing unless they're rubbing.
So that's the line that Amberg likes to run. That I thought Bogue was going to kind of go up there and cut off, but didn't.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Bogue hasn't tried that yet, but I think he's, you might just be sitting there, all right, we got like 15 laps or so till we need to have the money stop. We'll see what works for him. I'm going to see what works for me. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're still fighting for the lead.
Yeah.
As here is Reese Pogue. Amberg all over his back bumper again. Here comes Amberg to the lead.
Is he going to hold on? Probably not. I think Bogus. Well, maybe. Hang on.
Well, he's able to stick his nose and keep it there. Still at the quarter panel.
Yeah, I was
Still
gonna
there.
say.
Now I think Bogue might be clear. Oh, he tries to, but Amber got there. Man, they are all over each other here for the lead. 3-car battle. Someone tell them that there's just under 40 laps to go still.
I think the only person we're going to have to tell is Newman, who they have a very good chance of catching up to.
Yeah, Ryan Newman 23 seconds back. Same with Tim Branson, just about 3 seconds ahead of him. We'll take a look here on the track map on your screen to see where your favorite driver is running. Leaders coming to the start-finish line right now. Newman about midway between turns 1 and 2. And I'd say all of those guys are really, really hoping that the 4, 14, and 81 take each other out and get us a yellow.
Yeah, reset for a lot of these guys would be appreciated.
That's for sure, especially now with 35 laps to go.
Yeah, take a nice set of tires, fill up, good to go for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and I think honestly they're getting close to their pit window. I mean, everyone came down between laps 30 and 31. So figure 10 laps from now will be 60, will be 30 from the last time they all came down. We might even see some of them start to gamble, possibly with 30 to go, and say, all right, lap 55, I'm going to try to come down, try to jump the pit cycle and, you know, get as many spots as they can. But I think it also just depends on how much fuel they can handle, how much fuel they're willing to save. Right now with the top 3, though, they are battling hard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if there's much saving in that first 3 positions. Maybe Plute, but...
Yeah, I don't know how much saving there is right now. So Reese Bogue is your leader. Ethan Amberg here sitting in P2. Martin Plute is in 3rd. Stan Hausman, our first taker, jumping down in 5th. So is this going to open the floodgates for the rest of the field? We'll find out as there's 34 laps to go, now 33 to the line. This could get interesting here. Stan Hausman, 15.3 second pit stop. He's going to be down and away. And now we're going to have to take a look at the lap times for Hausman, see what those lap times are going to look like. So far, the best lap that was ran was a 30.54. That came from Reese Bogue.
Well, there goes Shu to the pits.
As, yeah, Jason Shu makes his way down pit road. Will the leaders follow? Or I guess I should say, when will the leaders follow? Amberg fakes a move to the inside. He goes towards the top side. Here comes Martin Plute down low. Plute, not enough track position to really pick up on anything. But now Amberg able to ride that momentum. He's going to go to the top side, trying to get around Bogue. Amberg cuts it down low. Right in the tire tracks of the 4 of Reese Bogue. He's going to pick up some more draft. And now he's there. Amberg to the top side. Joe, you'd mentioned Amberg really likes that top line.
Yeah, he likes entering that turn hot, but there you see, I think Bogue finally caught on and was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna hop up there and make you slow down."
Yeah, and look at that big arrow block right there by the 04. We'll expect to see these leaders coming in within the next couple of laps, I would say.
I was gonna say, I have to imagine at some point. Are they all waiting?
Yeah, I think someone is looking to not be first, but at this point, you kind of want to be first. We saw that move work out really well for Martin Plute. Plute started to fade towards the end of that one. He pitted early, inherited the lead, and really hasn't let the leader leave his sights. Half a second separates the top 3, and they've got the lap car, Ryan Newman, coming up.
I gotta imagine they don't have much. I gotta have it. Imagine they don't have a lot left.
No, I would expect maybe at most 5 or 6 laps on fuel. I just think everyone right now is kind of sitting there playing the game of, all right, who first? Who's gonna blink?
Yeah. Who's gonna run out of gas?
Yeah. So far, the top 3 are not answering the call to pit road.
And I mean, if this is 60, I'd assume this would be their go round.
Yeah, within the next
15 laps.
couple of laps, I would say, because there's 25 laps to go now. They all pitted on lap 30 and 31. These top 3 guys, 31, 31, 30.
Nope.
Here comes Plute. Whoa, big slide by Martin Plute, but he's able to keep it in line. And he's going to come down now with 25 laps to go. This is the money stop. The slow 55-mile-an-hour pit road. Crew goes around to the right. And here comes Reese Bogue making his way down pit road.
Also a little swirly on that one.
A little puff of smoke, but it looks like he was able to keep it down in a way. But now it's just Zach Williams and Ethan Amberg, the only 2 have yet to touch pit road.
Yeah.
Pardon me, Ryan Newman as well.
I got to imagine Amberg's going in now as he slows down. Whoa, what happened?
Big slide.
Where's the McDonald's car at? What happened?
Let's take a look here. Oh! Yeah, it looks like the 35 was trying to make his way down pit road. Got a little caught up in the tires right there, transitioning from the banking to the flat. Big lockup. And then gets back on the gas, hot tires, slides him back through the grass.
Does a little bit of lawn mowing. Tosses a little bit of fertilizer on the road.
Oh, big slide more. And his tires cannot be happy.
Yeah, I can't imagine it.
As Ethan Amberg just comes off of pit road. Reese Bogue is your leader. He's got about half a second over that number 81 machine of Martin Plute. as now Williams makes his way down pit road. And Ryan Newman staying out for quite a long time, hoping for a yellow.
Yeah.
Newman last pit on lap 31.
That Williams didn't quite call for a yellow, so it's unfortunate for Newman.
Very. As now Newman ducks down pit road. So this is the gap between the leaders. Reese Bogue over top of Martin Ploot by about a second. As they're coming up on the lap car there of Williams. Now everyone pretty much spread out. As Bogue is our leader, Martin Ploot second, Ethan Amberg third, Stan Hausman in fourth. Good recovery for him.
Yeah.
Jason Shue back in fifth. Tim Branson sixth. One lap down. He'd be our lucky dog should a yellow come out. Ryan Newman in that number 15 Detroit Lions Mustang. Currently running in seventh. Zach Williams in eighth. Definitely loving the paint scheme, but may not be the night Zach Williams is looking for here. But a couple laps ago, Ploot was a second back. Now he's just a 10th back. Martin Ploot charging. 18 laps remain.
And so far, whenever Bogue and Ploot start battling each other, the winner has been Amberg.
So I'm sure Amberg is sitting there saying, all right, guys, let's do it again.
Well, he's already made up, I think, about a half second of time.
Definitely picked up a lot of time, but he's still 4.7 seconds back.
Yeah, so when Ploot gets close to Bogue and Bogue has to start throwing defensive maneuvers around, Amberg starts catching up real quick.
Ploot dropping back ever so slightly now, 0.3 behind. Amberg still making a charge. He's dropped now 4 seconds and change over to Martin Ploot, or to both Ploot and Bogue. And the way the standings work, race winner gets 40 points. Second place gets 35. Third place, 34 points. Third place, 33, and so on and so forth. At this rate, Bogue, if he wins, or really finishes anywhere within 20 some odd points of Ploot or any of the other drivers, Bogue will be the champion. And since Bogue started on the pole, he received a point. He led a lap, he's going to receive a point. And if he leads the most laps, which he very well could already have done, he'll get a third point. And if he has 0 incidents, he'll actually get a 4th bonus point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's looking like unless he has real bad connection issues or miraculously crashes, Bogue is looking like he's going to be the winner.
And I think, too, even if he does have any computer issues, tech issues, whatever, he's guaranteed to finish no worse than 8th. So that means any of the other drivers before all the bonus points would only be able to pick up 4 points on him, essentially. Or, 4 points because of the 4 bonus points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of where does everyone else finish? No Evan Williams tonight, so Williams is going to fall back a couple of spots, possibly. Actually, he will. Amberg likely is going to leapfrog to P2 in the standings. And then Plout should be leapfrogging up to P3 in the overall championship. Or pardon me, Stan Hausman. 9 more laps remaining here in the 2024 Speed Xfinity Series, presented by the Gold Octopus. I want to give a quick shout to all of the amazing sponsors who've stepped up to really, really, truly make these broadcasts happen. We could not have done it without them. So many great folks, obviously including our friends at the Gold Octopus, Aces Axes, Mark's Pizzeria, Sim Rap Guy, tonight's sponsor for the race, Denton County Carpet Cleaning, and so many other folks. Track Cams for Gourmets is one of them. And you, our viewer, this has been a fantastic season covering our really our inaugural season of broadcasting any sort of iRacing events between the Total Nonstop Racing League and the Speed Xfinity Series. Hoping to come back next season as well to give you some great action here with the Speed guys. We've got a few other surprises up our sleeves for next season, so you definitely don't want to miss that. We've been playing with some of our stuff that we want to do next year, but I'm really looking forward to expanding our in-house coverage, for lack of a better phrase. So as Bogue crosses the line, we have 5 more laps to go. Martin Plout falling back just a little bit, over 3 seconds. Ethan Amberg charging, but may not be able to do it. Likely won't be catching Bogue. Could possibly catch Amberg, depending on how things fall. He's right now 0.6 of a second back. Let's take a look at that battle right now. Amberg does have about 3 lap fresher tires than Plout. And right there, you can really see with the way his Plout's wheels were going into turn 1. Definitely got a little squirrely there. As Plout was kind of squeezing up the wall, up the track. Amberg got in the wall. Plout just kind of pulled over and said, "All right, bud, go for it. All you."
Nope. As Plout tapped the wall.
Looks like all are well. 2.5 laps remaining. Amberg trying to make the charge. He's 4 seconds back. But here's Reese Bogue putting on a show here at Chicagoland. 2 to go. In a season that really has had everything. Reese Bogue has raced in all 16 races. He's won 8. 11 top 5s, 13 top 10s. Some fantastic racing for that number 4 car. As the white flag waves here for one final time. Bogue pulls his way down the back straightaway. He's got Jason Shu just in front of him. Coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Reese Bogue is your 2024 champion.
What a win.
Reese Bogue wins in style by 4 seconds over Ethan Amberg. Martin Plute comes home P3. Stan Hausman comes home 4th. Jason Shu in 5th. Tim Branson 6th. Ryan Newman 7th. And Zach Williams in 8th. As Reese Bogue gonna burn it down right there on the front stretch. As we'll watch Bogue celebrate in front of the crowd. As Reese Bogue is going to celebrate, we'll start pulling drivers in for our post-race interviews.
Yeah, the biggest of celebrations is the victory and victory.
Yeah, not only does he win the race, but he wins the championship as well. And Joe, I believe you've caught up with our 3rd place finisher, driver the number 81 machine, Martin Plute.
Hey, Martin, congratulations on your podium finish. Not your night for total victory, but Chicagoland is known for its multi-groove racetrack. We saw you kind of all over the place. What was your favorite line today?
The top was funner. It just came at the cost of killing your tires very quickly. So usually if I get the chance to ride around the top, I will, but that cost you here pretty bad.
With the whole race, it was you, Bogue, Amberg going, back and forth. How are you kind of managing dealing with those? So sometimes you were a little behind, sometimes you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it kind of just depended on the second situation. The first couple stints, you wanted to save tires, especially that first stint. You were just kind of trying to feel everybody out and what they were doing. So it was tire saving, pretty much that first half of the first stint. But coming out on the last set of tires, I kind of knew I needed to try to get in front of Reese if I wanted to do anything, and it didn't work out. So obviously that strategy was going to melt the tires, and the right front came off at 304 degrees. So mission successful in melting those Goodyears.
I was wondering what was happening towards the end of the race. You started to rapidly fall behind, and that checks out now.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, trying to push real hard because you have to get around Reese, and I knew if I didn't get around him, it was gonna bite me in the butt at the end. So it did.
Well, a third place finish is still nothing to scoff at. You have any shout outs for us?
No, I mean, thank you guys. Thanks for the fun season. It was a good time. Be fun to go watch some of these back. Everybody on the league. Reese, congrats on the championship. And yeah, I always have fun with Reese and Ethan and everybody over here at the Xfinity Series. It's a good little time, and these cars are fun when you're not in the sand pit. So
Well, congratulations again. I'm sure we'll be talking to you next season. Yeah.
all right, see you guys.
All right, that is Martin Plute, our third place finisher. I'm joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 14 machine, Ethan Amberg. And Ethan, congrats on P2, not only in the race, but also likely, I believe, in our season standings as well. Talk us through your race. I mean, you, Reese, and Martin all over each other and really put on one heck of a show for the whole 85 lap run.
Yeah, that was a blast. It was really about trying to tone the pace down. The right front just got absolutely killed if you pushed it too hard after a handful of laps there. So I think all three of us were trying to back it down and not run too many laps up high, get the tires overheated. It was definitely a lot of games back and forth over who's going to dictate the pace.
And, talking about tire wear, obviously here at Chicagoland, you could run the top, you could run the middle, you could run the bottom. How difficult was it to kind of keep the tires underneath of you, but also just kind of keep them cool? Martin had just mentioned in his interview, I believe towards the end of the race, his tires got up to about 300 degrees. So definitely got a little toasty on those things.
Yeah, that's about where mine were at the end there. The bottom definitely kept things a little bit cooler if you kind of rolled the car through the center and didn't throttle up too early and let it push up the track towards the wall. They definitely held on a little bit longer. I went up to the top quite a bit especially in the middle of the runs, just trying to get clean air and see what I might be able to do. It was a blast race, and I slid through my pit box on that last stop, and I think it ended up costing me a shot in the end, but still a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a ton of fun to watch you kind of figure out. And I think we'd even mentioned it a couple times that you really seemed to pick up a lot more time when you were running the top side, but, running the top usually isn't the most friendly on tires.
No, not at all. When I was running the top, I was trying not to do it on both ends of the track. There's a big bump, like 3/4 of the way through 3 and 4, and with that setup in the Xfinity car, it just bottoms out and shoots you up the track, so it's really tough to run the top in 3 and 4, so I was trying to run the top in 1 and 2, carry as much momentum as I could, keep the tires alive, and run the bottom in 3 and 4.
And, just kind of looking back on your season tonight, looks like you likely, I believe, are going to be finishing in P2 in the standings. You had a win, 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s. Is there one race that maybe stands out to you the most?
This one was a lot of fun with the racing and all of us being on top of each other. That win back at Gateway was extremely chaotic, but that was definitely the highlight of the season, I think. Racing every week out here with these guys has been a blast. The racing's always pretty darn tight between Martin, Reese, and I, and a lot of the other top guys when they're able to show up, and we all have a lot of fun. Every race has been, honestly, quite a blast.
Well, Ethan, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank everybody who's raced with us throughout the season over here in the SPEED Xfinty Series. It's been a lot of fun. Martin, Reese, Tim, all the Max Graphics guys, all the Giant Octopus or Golden Octopus guys. They've done a great job. Appreciate you guys over at Tabletop Trio putting the broadcast on. They've been fantastic throughout the season and always a blast to go back and listen to.
Awesome. Well, Ethan, congratulations on the second place finish, and we're looking forward to chatting with you next year for the series.
Certainly. We look forward to what's ahead. Appreciate you guys. It's been a fun season.
All right, that's Ethan Amberg, our second place finisher, and Joe is down not only in victory lane, but on the championship stage with our 2024 SPEED Xfinty Series champion, Reese Bogue.
Hey, Reese, congratulations for the victory today, for the victory in the season. They say consistency is key to winning. You won 9 races this season. Uh, you know, how do you maintain that?
Yeah, just I don't want to say log in laps in practice, but it really is like I don't spend a lot of time, let's just say, prepping as far as like single practice session or test session goes. Sometimes I don't know a track, but then really I'll just do like the practice session that goes with the race session. So I'll just log in laps there and just having kind of a regiment of what I want to do in those practice sessions, and then just kind of being smart in the race and trying to methodically plan out how I want to go. And stuff changes, so a couple times I think I got beaten strategy, a couple times just speed and like just places I'm good at, places I'm not so good at, and places I just don't like, and especially mile and a half. So I don't like a lot of them, but Chicagoland's one of my favorites for mile and a half. So I'm kind of glad we were able to wrap up the season here and have a good showing.
Uh, uh, just being a favorite track of yours, what section of the track were you kind of feeling you were especially strong in compared to Bogue and Amberg? Or not Bogue and Amberg, Amberg and Plute.
I feel like 1 and 2 really. I was able to kind of just keep wrapping the bottom there, and it was helping. As crazy as it sounds, it was actually helping me be lower and use the right front a little more than it was to start running the top and use it less. So, right front was a really key factor tonight in how you were able to get heat on it and load it up. And I saw those guys having to keep moving to the top later in the run to kind of just keep pace, and I was able to just keep it on the bottom. And if I really wanted to kind of turn it up, I did it a couple times, and I'm like, all right, I don't want to keep pushing too hard. So really, just 1 and 2 was really my strong spot compared to them. We were pretty equal in 3 and 4.
Yeah, how were you able to kind of fend off the heat, so to speak, during those last laps? Uh, Pollute kind of really burnt out his tires. How were you able to still keep going and then just kind of break away so much?
Yeah, I really wanted to be the first guy to pit and kind of have them come a lap or two after me so I could really have control of the race. But I saw Martin pit and I'm like, well, I got to really come now, like this time by. And after I did that, I was really just trying to get out in front of him, control the race, and then I don't want to say aero block, but kind of block his line so that he did have to move up a little more, and then not give him the draft in the straightaway. So a couple times I was swerving down the straightaway. Well, I wasn't just being crazy. I was trying to just get rid of the draft there. So that was just part of it. But I would really just say, like I said, tire conservation. I was able to be more consistent with the tires and how hot they got, and I feel like they burnt their stuff up a little bit earlier than I did, and that just helped me pull away there right at the end.
Awesome. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, want to give a shout out to the Gold Octopus guys, the Regenboog Motorsports guys, McConey Setup Shop, Stint Analyzer, um, not on the car this week, but Ryan Newman and Associates, a realtor up there in Michigan. So if you're up in that area, go ahead and give Ryan Newman a call. But yeah, I just appreciate you guys putting this on. I'm not sure what the deal is for the next season's upcoming, but we'll see if I come back. And if I do, I'm sure I'll pop in a couple times. So thank you guys, and thank you everybody for watching.
Awesome. Well, thank you and congratulations again.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, that is your 2024 season champion, driver the number 04, Reese Bogue. And Joe, what a great year to broadcast here. A ton of fun going from Daytona all the way back in the summer to right here at Chicagoland for the season finale. This has been an absolute blast.
Yeah, it's been so much fun learning from these guys, and I'm sure you guys watching at home could feel the same way. It's pretty great.
That's for sure. Let's take a look here at the final standings for tonight's race. Reese Bogue gets the win over Ethan Amberg, 4 seconds back. Martin Plute finishes in third. Stan Hausman comes home fourth. Jason Shue in fifth. Tim Branson, sixth, 1 lap down. Ryan Newman in seventh, 1 lap down. And Zach Williams rounds out the field tonight, 8th place, 2 laps behind. Well, Joe, that is going to put a wrap on the 2024 iRacing schedule of events for us here at the Tabletop Trio podcast. And it's been so much fun. Make sure, if you like what you see here, both with SPEED Xfinty Series and Monday nights with Total Nonstop Racing, you subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. You could follow us on Twitch as well. We have a podcast that goes live each and every Wednesday night, right around 8 o'clock Eastern, both here on Twitch and YouTube, and wherever you find podcasts on Thursdays. Make sure you check that out. We've got a lot of really, really fun stuff coming up, especially if you're into board games, board game reviews, and that kind of stuff. We're going to be having some fun things to talk about. You can hear all the announcements and more tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on the Tabletop Trio family of networks. Well, that will just about do it for us. Thank you so much for watching all season long. And for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the SPEED Xfinty Series. Have a great night.